survey that you all filled out about a week ago, week or two ago, and the results that came from it, okay? Overall, we did pretty good. We have a pretty good school climate here. There are a couple weaknesses we will discuss. This is the demographics of who all filled it out, okay? We had 4 male teachers fill it out. Awesome. And 16 female teachers fill it out. We had 3 black teachers fill it out, 15 white teachers fill it out, and 2 Hispanic teachers fill it out. Our experience in years, as far as range, we range from 1 year to 25 years of experience for the people who filled it out, okay? Mean, which means average, okay? The average, when we added up all of the years of the people that filled it out and then divided it by 20, because that's how many results I got, were 9.5 years, all right? As far as educational experience of the applicants that filled it out, we have 7 people with bachelor's degree, 7 people with master's degree, 5 with educational specialist degrees, and 1 with a doctorate. All right, so that's who actually filled out the school climate survey that I had put in your boxes. There were 25 questions on the survey, okay? Very difficult to put into categories, but these are the categories that I found efficient and effective for our school climate, okay? The first one we're going to go into is safety. Safety's first. Safety's always important. The second one we're going to go into are our perception of the students. What do we think of our students? How do we feel about our students? That sort of thing. The third one is what we think our students are going to accomplish in the future. How we feel our world is going to be when they become adults like us. The fourth one is parental involvement, always important in education because it does take a village to raise kids. The next one is our perspective on the career itself. And then, you know, as teachers, as adults, we're always reflecting on ourselves, whether we made the right decision, what can we do different in this lesson. So how we reflect and how we feel about our profession altogether. All right? So we're just going to go into the numbers. I've given you all a copy of the survey that you filled out. Some of the questions I'm going to refer to, some of them I am not. The first one deals with safety. All right? So when we look at safety, do you feel safe at school? Okay? When you come to work, it's always important to feel safe at school. Luckily, all the ones that filled out either said strongly agree or that they do agree. Okay? We had none, not sure if they feel safe, none disagree or strongly disagreed. So we provide a safe atmosphere for our teachers. The other one that dealt with safety is, do students carry weapons in school? Okay, this one was a little scary. We had some said that they strongly agree that kids carry weapons. In the survey, it specified guns or knives. We had some agree, some not so sure, and that's even, you know, throwing that into the equation, not being sure is even scary for that. And then the majority of us did say we disagree or strongly disagree. But we do have some not so sure, and it's more than half if you look at the graph here, because this orangish color is disagree that students don't bring weapons to school, and then these 3 colors combine with agree that they do, strongly agree, and not so sure. All right? So, our thoughts about our students. What do we think about our students? There were 3 questions. The questions paraphrased are, do you respect the students? Okay? Do students come to school motivated to learn? Or not motivated to learn? And are they capable of high achievement on standardized tests? So, we're going to go into respect the students. Okay? We all know that we all have bad days. Some days we don't like them. Some days we don't. But, you know, that respect is part of our pride principles, and it's not just for them to respect us. We also have to respect them. And luckily, the survey resulted that all 20 of the teachers respect, either agree or strongly agree. So that's good. The next one are the students are not motivated to learn. So they don't come to school motivated to learn. We have to literally push them to do it. Right? We have to do everything for them. About 5 teachers said that they agree that students are not motivated to learn, that they don't come to school motivated to learn. 4 teachers said that they're not so sure. You know, that might be the kid that's in your class that comes one day, is really, really on. The next day he comes to class and he's really, really off. We all have them, okay? And then the majority of us, with 11, said that students do come to school motivated to learn because they said that they disagree, that they are not motivated to learn. Then our last category with how we feel about our students is, are they capable of high achievement on standardized tests? Majority of us, 19 of us, say that we either strongly agree or we agree that they are. We have 1 that said they disagree that they're capable of high achievement on standardized tests. All right? Moving on. This is a very important slide because you all know our students are going to become our future. Sometimes it's a very, very scary thought. Some days it's a very, very scary thought. If you look at this blue line, this blue line represents how we feel if we agree, strongly agree, not sure, or disagree, or strongly disagree, whether students will live beyond 25 years. That's a scary thought for some of us, because that's only about 10 to 12 years away for our kids. So for some of us to say not so sure, and 4 of us said we're not so sure they'll live to be 25, it's a scary thought that they won't live to be 25. It's only a couple more years for them. If you look at the yellow line, it says that students would not be successful in college. Do we agree, disagree, strongly disagree that students will be successful in college? This is also a scary result. 4 of us said that we strongly disagree that students would not be successful in college, which means that they would be successful in college. 9 of us say that we disagree. 4 again said not so sure. 3 of us say that we do agree that they will not be successful in college. Kind of a scary thing, because that's where we're headed, and that's where we're preparing them step by step. We're preparing for them to go to high school, and of course their high schools are preparing them for college. But it's all step by step. For even one of us to think that we're not preparing them for that step, it's kind of like a scary thought to think about. It takes a village, right? So this involves parent involvement. I really think this year we have been pushing parent involvement a little bit more with our Thanksgiving dinner, our literacy night coming up. So we have been pushing it a little bit more, but this is one of our weaknesses, just because we need to work on the positive homeschool relation, which I'll get into in just a minute. But here are the results from the survey. One of the questions are, do you feel that parents are supportive? For the most part, if you look at the blue and the yellow, that's strongly agree and agree. So the majority of us do feel like parents are supportive when we call them with an issue with their child, and they support our whatever we say and things like that. 2 of us strongly disagree, saying that parents are not supportive. Along with that, goes with, have you met with your parents? Have you seen that parent contact? Have you had that, face-to-face connection with them? It's kind of even over here, if you can see. We have 3 say that they strongly agree that they met with their parents. We've had 6 say that they agree. The same amount over here with disagree and strongly disagree. Okay, so 9 total on each side of the spectrum. 2 of them, not so sure. I don't know how you're not sure. whether you met your parent or not, but not so sure. All right, so we're gonna talk about that in just a minute. So this is our perspective. Perspective has a lot to do with our everyday goings, coming and going into work. The first one we're going to talk about is this blue line right here. All right, if you look at the chart, the question was, do you feel like the students trust the teachers? All right, so we have 3 say that they strongly agree, about 11 say that they agree. So for the majority of us, we feel like the students trust us. The only other downfall is that 6 of us said not so sure whether they trust us or not. We want to be that positive role model for our kids, so we want them to trust us. So we need to build that relationship. Y'all know education is all about relationships. I've given y'all that spiel before, that it's all about relationships, and we need to build that relationship. So part of being trusted is building that relationship. The next one is this little green line that starts up here. It says teachers care about student success. So you want the student to be successful. All of us said we either strongly agree or agree, so we're good on that. Our next one is this little teal line, starting right here at 8. Do we foster a supportive environment, a supportive climate? For the most part, we all said yes. We had a couple say that they're not so sure. If we look right here, we had 1 say that they're not so sure, that we foster a supportive environment. The next one is, do you feel that the administration here supports your professional judgment? Okay? Okay? So do you feel that the administration supports your judgment? Which would be this yellow line. For the most of us, 5 of us said we strongly agree. 14 of us said that we agree. One of us said that we disagree, that they don't support our professional judgment. And it just like we need to build that relationship with our students, it goes back to the relationships with our administration as well. And then our last one, which is a big one, it says teachers are not fair to students. So being fair to the student. We had most of us say we strongly disagree. It was kind of right there, as you can see, is right there on the line. Strongly disagree, we had 4. Disagree, we had 6. Not so sure whether teachers treat students fairly, 4. And that we agree that teachers do not treat students fairly is 6. We had nobody strongly agree on that statement. So that's how we feel about our environment that we come to every day, as a little perspective for you. You know, we're always reflecting from one lesson to the next. What can we do better? What can we do worse? Or what did we do bad? Not what can we do worse, but what did we do bad? All right. This one kind of deals with professional development. Are you currently pursuing in-service opportunities to become a better educator? Most of us said we are, that we strongly agree that we are. A couple of us said 4 of us said that we disagree and strongly disagree. But most of us are always trying to be better and do better for our students to provide that supportive climate for them. Our next one would be sufficient opportunities to learn. So does the district, does our administration provide sufficient opportunities for us to learn? Most of us said we agree or strongly agree. A couple of us, 1 of us said not so sure, and 3 of us said that they disagree, that we're not given the opportunities to learn and to become better teachers. The last set of columns in the bar graph is, do you think you would benefit from more professional development? Surprisingly, everybody said, or most everybody, our majority is agree or strongly agree. So we're going to hit that on the next couple of slides. We did have, 3, we feel like we're always in meetings. Y'all know we're always in meetings. But those meetings aren't there. They're not used to provide that professional development that we need, obviously, from the survey. You know, it's always for a parent conference or for an SST meeting or for whatever else. We need to have those more successful meetings to make us better at our job. So, any questions on the data? All right. So, this is how we're going to go with our school improvement. This is the suggestions that we're making to the administration. Our first weakness, like I mentioned before, is our positive homeschool relations. You know, we're always, I'm speaking up here, y'all know I'm right there with you. Oh, do I need to call your mama? You want to misbehave, I'm going to call your mama. Right? So we need to have that positive homeschool relation too. We need to call when they're doing good things, because they're not all bad and they don't always act all bad, even though it seems like that most days. So when somebody's doing right, when somebody's made an improvement in behavior, even if it's just a minor minuscule thing, we need to make that phone call home, right? And say, whoa, well, Johnny did this today and I'm so proud of him. You've got to make that phone call. So we're going to challenge you to make one phone call home per week that's positive. It's not a negative, well, this is what Johnny did today, right? We want to make that one phone call home that says, wow, he made an 89 on his quiz today, which is still a B, but maybe he had made a 49 the last time, right? So he's made that improvement. And make it all positive. Don't say, oh, well, he made an 89 on his quiz today, but he got up out of his seat 10 times, and I need you to talk to him about that. When you call home, make sure it's all positive, okay? Save that other little comment for next time. All right. Our second weakness would be instructional leadership, just because as a whole, as the majority, we said that we would like more professional development opportunities. So we're going to try and offer professional development opportunities because y'all know time is always, there's never enough of it, ever. So we're going to try and give professional development opportunities on the weekends and or during the summer. Any questions? All right. Thank you.